Hello and welcome to your personalized video. You expressed to me that you wanted to explore a little bit of maybe a loving kindness exercise, opening up your mind and yourself to different cultures and new ideas. So this can be a really great way to do that. I think yoga as a whole is a really great way to open ourselves up to others as well, because it forces us to reflect on ourselves, and when we can forgive ourselves a little bit, it becomes a lot easier to do that with other people. But when you're engaging and immersing yourself in a new culture, it can be quite jarring for you as well. So I think this is a good all-rounder for getting you to sort of open up a little bit, give yourself a little bit of love, and maybe do that for the people near you as well. So we'll do some physical heart openers, and then we're going to get into a more meditative section. I have one brick with me today, just so that we can explore some of the bigger heart stuff with a prop, and I don't have one with me, but it might be handy to have a strap, and I'll just talk you through how to use it. Other than that, you can begin in a comfortable seated position, whatever that might look like for you, and we can get going. Just start by settling in, maybe closing your eyes, and we'll take a moment to arrive. Once you've brought your attention into the room, maybe you could bring your hands onto your heart and start to connect with the rhythm that's going on in your chest at the moment. While you're here, see if you could extend yourself a little bit of kindness, a little bit of thanks or gratitude for stepping on the mat and taking a second to look after you. Taking a second to spend time reflecting on yourself, not just for the good of yourself, but for the good of everybody that you interact with and maybe engaging with. This is the study of ourselves, but this work isn't selfish. Good. Okay, let's start to physically open through our hearts. Now you could let your hand fall, and we'll start with our heads. So really basic, just opening up through your neck and stretching, doing some little circles. Good. Okay, let's take these into some seated cat-cows, where you could open your belly as you inhale and roll your chin under, around through your shoulders as you exhale. Good. Now this is a motion that we're all familiar with, so let's try and change it up a little bit. We're going to take our rib cage in like a circle. So as you're breathing in, think about pushing those ribs forwards. We're then going to take them round to the left and back as you exhale. Then we're taking it all the way around to the right, inhale, and send it forwards. And then back as you exhale. Good, and you can really use your tummy here, really puff your belly out as you breathe in. And really suck in as you breathe out. Good, and I think this is 5. So now that I've done 5 that way, I'm going to do 5 the other way, switching direction. Inhaling to take my arm forwards, and exhaling to take it back. Good, okay. We can plant down through the left hand once you've done those, and we're going to go for a big reach up with the right. Now I want you to imagine that you are trying to draw a line with your hand, and you want it to flow up the side of your body. Imagine that you've got like a little bit of ink or something on your finger and you want that line all the way up the side of your body as far as it can go. If you can touch your bicep, great, but keep it from your knee, and we're going to work it all the way up to the sky just bit by bit. Imagine that you're still working it up your arm, right to the tip of your finger. Good job. So opening up nice and tall, and then when we're ready, you could reach over to the left. Now keep anchoring down through your sit bone on the right. Don't let everything fly up with you. Stay down. Press against the ground with that left hand as you inhale, open. And then bend through that left elbow as you exhale, deepen. Good. All right. One more big breath in and out. Nice. We're going to take those fingertips and we're going to stretch to one side now. So bring them down, change the direction of your heart, and fall that way. Good, all right. You could inhale to lift. And we could walk through center, maybe breathe out to engage your core and use the rest of that in-breath to lift the rest of the way. We're going to go to the other side. Right hand onto the ground, and remember you're tracing a line up your body with your left fingertips, breathing in. And as you breathe out, leaning over to the right. Plant down through that left side. Returning our hearts to face the sky. Good. Okay, you can let that heart fall and then let your hands flop. Nice, let's come back to center when you're ready and roll up to we seat. Good. Okay, so I find this one easiest from my knees. You can stay cross-legged if you're there. I'm going to just do a little bit of opening by interlacing our hands. So let's start with a big open stretch. Just let your heart be loose, and then you can grasp your hands behind your back, interlace them, and press them away from you. Inhale to open, and exhale to sink your weight back. Tuck your tailbone under. And as I do this, my knees sometimes lift, but that's okay, you can let that happen. Good, all right. From here, we could fold again. So inhale, open your heart. And as you exhale, it's gonna be like a ripple from your hips up to your head. So you're collapsing in your lower back, collapsing in through your shoulders, collapsing in through your head, and rounded, you're going to take it to the ground. Open through those shoulders there. Good job. Letting your hands go. Good. From your child's pose, we're going to take it onto our tummies. We'll find a little bit of strength opening through our hearts. We're going to do one more wee stretch and then we'll get into our rest. So first of all, we're going for a locust pose, and this is a big heart opener. We're going to look forwards at the top of our mat, and you could interlace your hands. That is really helpful because you can use the strength of your arms pulling against one another, or you could just let them be loose and open by your sides. You're going to use your tummy like a balloon, press into the mat and lift your heart up. So when you're ready, take a big breath in now to prepare. Using a big inhale to lift your tummy and your heart up. Good, exhale to be strong here. You might even float your toes as you breathe in. Good. All right, letting it down. Couple of breaths, then we're going to try that again. As we do it this time, you could try and float your toes as well. You can really engage through your center so that you're pulling your head and your feet together. Big breath in and out to prepare. When you're ready, use that tummy. Big breath in to inhale and puff up. You could lift your toes as well. Exhale to stay strong through your glutes, strong through your core. Big breath in and out. Good, all right, we're gonna let it down. Whew. Let yourself rest. Take a few moments, really breathe into your lower back, maybe get a little swing through your hips. Nice. Okay. The last thing that we're going to explore, big old heart opener today, is going to be a bow pose. So for your bow, you're grabbing your feet and you're opening your heart up. And now we can take this kind of in different levels. You can sort of have a more relaxed bow where you're just hanging out and stretching, and that can be nice. Or you can go for like the big old tight, ready to fire bow with the huge arch in your back. Now, if this motion feels challenging for you, if it doesn't feel easy for you to grab your feet, that's where you may bring in a strap. You might want to hook them round the back of your feet, so both feet are in like the loop of the strap, and then you could have the strap in your hands, wrap it around your hands, and then we could relax here so that you're holding onto the strap quite tight and your feet are near your sit bones. So I'm going to do that, set myself up for the bow pose. And it's very similar to the pose that we just did. So the locust pose, you use your belly like a balloon. We're doing that here too. So we could try that by itself. Next time you inhale, really press yourself off the floor. Good job. You might just get a little swing. Feel what it's like to open up your heart with a little bit of strength. And then you could let yourself come down. Nice. Few breaths. Now the thing that really gets us into the bow shape is resistance between your ankles, your hands, and the rest of your body. So, okay, what we're going to do here as you breathe in is open, again, same step, but as you breathe out, you're going to push aggressively into the strap or your ankles, and then you're going to pull with your hands as well, so to create that counterweight. Okay, when you're ready, big breath in and out. And then using an inhale to lift your heart, and an exhale to push into those feet and find Dharudasana. Nice, you can look up, and when you're ready, let it down. That is never one I can hold for very long. Taking a few breaths, letting yourself be soft. Good. Okay, the last thing I'll offer you today is a wee heart opener. You could get a brick if you've got one, and we can roll onto our backs. Now, if you don't have a brick, what you could do is get a towel. You're going to roll it so that, you're going to fold it so that it's in a square with all of the ends kind of in one place. And then once you have that square, this is not a rectangle, this is not very neat, you're going to roll it up into a wee sausage, like that, and then you're going to put that wee sausage in between your shoulders along that line on your spine. But I have a brick here, so I'm not going to faff with that. I'm just going to use the block. Same idea though. You're going to bring it in between your shoulders along that line of your spine. You know what to do with this pose. So laying down, bringing yourself into a comfy position so that you can go for your supported Matsyasana, your supported fish pose. And now we remember that your heart opening means your lower back tensing. So for me personally, I started here with a bit of a sore back today, and doing that has really also added a little bit of tension. So doing this pose, the heart opening pose, wouldn't be very good for my practice if it was mine right now. So another option, if you're in the same boat, is to go for the bridge. Just place that brick underneath your hips, and then you can let your heart open by letting your arms go out to the sides like so. And we'll find a moment here. See if you can let yourself really settle into your back, into the mat. Nice job. we can explore our loving kindness meditation here today. Take as much time as you need to get acquainted with the room around you. Look around, listen around. And when it feels right, when you feel like you could, maybe let your eyes close and draw your attention to your physical body. Okay. With your body resting heavy into the mat, I invite you to join me in a visualization. So, with a very good picture of the room you're in, I invite you to imagine that there are a few people in here with you. In first walks someone you love, someone you care for very deeply. Could you visualize them coming over to you, settling down, and sharing these warm feelings of loving kindness? Could you build these feelings? Could you shine them onto one another, reflect them off each other so that they just get bigger and brighter, and you can feel these warm fuzzies filling up your whole body? And when you feel charged emotionally, maybe that person could walk away for a moment. And instead now, could you visualize a stranger, someone you do not know, coming into the room? Take in what they look like. Imagine them coming to sit down with you. They are warm, they do not have any sort of intimidating presence, and they are here to share with you those same feelings of loving kindness. So just as you did for your loved one, could you take all of those feelings you created together and shine them onto this person sitting in front of you now? Shine them onto this stranger. And ask yourself what it feels like to share this. Well done. This stranger is going to get up now and leave the room. Leave you with these feelings that you created together. Now, finally, I would like you to visualize yourself walking into the room, another you. You're looking at your doppelganger, an extension of you. Take that in. Visualize you sitting opposite you. And just as you did for the person you loved and the person you hardly knew, could you extend these feelings of loving kindness to yourself? Could you share these warm feelings between you and you alone? See if you could take a moment to be there, looking at you. Take some time to send yourself a little bit of forgiveness. a little bit of grace. And if you can, a little bit of gratitude for working towards being a better self all the time. Now you might imagine that that version of you comes over and steps into your body. These feelings become one within you. You are very welcome to stay here and rest, enjoy these sensations, or you may wish to gently bring your awareness back into the room and close your class here. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat for this practice today. When we are experiencing new things and trying to extend love to others, it can really help if we are first able to give that to ourselves. And even just physically opening through our hearts, opening through these intercostals where a lot of our anxiety lives, can physically make room for more space, for more ease within ourselves, so we can spread that wider. Thank you for stepping on the mat today and taking the time to do this, taking the time to make the world hopefully a happier, more loving, richer place for us all to be in. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.